You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. All right, with the warm weather also comes flea and tick season. This is just a gentle reminder to protect you and your family from ticks. And that family is including your furry family, your furry friends. So if you haven't gone out to the vet or to your local pet store, make sure you get that flea and tick medication. Last season, I actually tried those sensor ones. You put it on their collar. So anyways, you can try some different things out there. Just wanted to give you a reminder. So we have a great show. We're going to be talking about the Uxbridge Farmers Market. We're going to be talking about hot movies coming up for this summer to put it in your calendar and start getting the excitement going. And we're talking about Threads of Life and a walk that they have coming up. Make sure you keep on watching. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen. Our next show will be live from the Town Hall Theatre in Port Perry. My guests will be author Connie DiPietro and psychic medium Jody Reed. We'll learn all about Connie's writing and Jody's contact with another dimension. Please join us right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I have Eric Merchant in the house, and he is a movie critic, and we are talking about what movies to look out for summer 2024. Eric,
yeah,
welcome
Jackie,
to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always nice talking to you and talking about the summer movie season of 2024. There's not a lot.
There's not a lot.
No,
okay.
no.
Now, I understand we're still having the effects of the writer's strike.
Yes. So the writers and actors strike ended last year in the autumn, around the end of September into October. But just because the strike ended, that doesn't mean that the effects haven't dissipated yet. So you still have a lot of productions that were meant to come out this year only starting to shoot now or rescheduling, because it's all about scheduling when it comes to actor schedules, writer schedules, you know, when you can get permits for locations, things like that, the intricate nature. So you're seeing a lot of re-releases coming back to theaters this summer, whether they be celebrating anniversaries or just trying to find something for the exhibitors, the theaters, to screen in multiple auditoriums. So, for example, Spider-Man Mondays, you have all the Spider-Man movies playing chronologically every Monday up until the Tom Holland films. You have Alien being re-released. You have Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, coming back out in May, and so on and so forth. And so you can see how, you know, the theaters and the studios don't have a lot of films in the pipeline. So the ones that are coming out, it'll be fascinating to see what does well, because we don't really have a Barbenheimer situation here, where last year we had Oppenheimer and Barbie dominate the summer blockbusters.
I like how you do that, Barbenheimer. That was very creative.
Well, they're trying to capitalize on that a little bit as well with The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, who were both in Barbie and Oppenheimer respectively, which is based on the Lee Majors series. So, you know, even now people are capitalizing on that.
Okay, okay, wonderful. Okay, so what movies can we get excited about?
You know what? One I'm very curious about, and the trailer plays better in a theater than it does watching it at home on your computer, is George Miller's Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, which is the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, a film that was released 10 years ago that took people by surprise because it wasn't just one of the best films of that franchise. George Miller has always kind of remade those movies over and over again. You know, the original 1979 version, he started as a doctor, worked in the trauma unit, saw what car crashes and accidents did to people, and then he flipped over to genre filmmaking. And so he's gone back to this franchise throughout his entire career. Here you have a prequel that's focusing on Furiosa, the character that was played by Charlize Theron, now played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and you have this dystopian post-apocalyptic world where characters are fighting for what resources are left over, and it's going to be very cinematic. There's a lot of in-camera stunts. I think people will be excited. It's playing at the Cannes Film Festival, which is coming up, and then it'll be released theatrically on May 24th.
Okay, so that's coming up soon.
Yes.
Okay, there's another one I'm excited about because I'm a huge Deadpool fan.
Okay,
talk to me about
this is where
Deadpool.
we depart ways, because I have to say, controversially speaking,
okay,
I'm not the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan, and I find that
I have dreams about Ryan Reynolds all the time for some weird reason.
You know, I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but I find his stick to be very one note, and it suits the Merc with the mouth, as Deadpool is also called, Wade Wilson. But here you have Deadpool and Wolverine. Marvel is really looking for a reboot of their own because they're struggling right now with getting audiences interested in their content because it's a little bit burnt out or played out at this point.
Okay.
So this movie is sort of Deadpool teaming up with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and they go on an adventure that involves the multiverse. So there's been a lot of speculations about cameos and sort of supporting performances that'll kind of come into play. Ryan Reynolds is working with the Adam Project director Sean Levy, who's from Montreal. I think it's probably the best bet in terms of the summer box office champion or king, but obviously, you know, things could change, and especially with how Marvel movies have been doing in the last couple of years, and especially that superhero fatigue setting in plays a huge role in terms of how this movie will do, and even how Marvel will move forward with their universe.
Wow.
Yeah.
So pretty intense on the background stuff, and then also with the excitement of, I know you have non-excitement.
But no, I appreciate it and I understand, you know, like, that's what I love about film. It's all subjective, right?
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to someone else, I never want to yuck anybody's yum.
No,
you know?
for sure. And for me, like, I love action comedy. That does it for me, because I can't stand the real gore and it just blood everywhere and people dying and punching people. That, like, for me, that's like, oh, but if it's done with humor, then I can handle it better.
Well, it undercuts some of the serious nature and the tone of what you're watching, and it makes it more cartoonish, right? So you can look at it and not be disturbed by it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm sensitive.
Oh, it's okay. Again, you know, it's everybody. It's just a perspective thing and how people sort of interpret films. But that's the wonder of it, because if everybody liked the same thing, it would be boring.
Totally. Thank you. Always great to have you on the show, Eric.
So
we'll
much,
be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
It's so convenient to grab a carton of milk. It took over 60 years to get to this point. It sounds odd, but if you didn't have a cow in the early 1900s, you'd rely on a family farm. The Weary family farm was one of the contributors to the production and distribution of our favorite cookie companion via scoop and pail or by bottle. Then, in the 1930s, with the demand for pasteurized milk, the Weary family partnered with 10 local farmers, raising the funds required for pasteurization technology. Ideal Dairy, the building still standing, became one of the fastest growing dairy distributors and eventually the largest and only dairy in Oshawa. In time, it was sold to Beatrice, a brand we still fill our glasses with today.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I have two beautiful ladies on the show. We have Threads of Life, which is an organization, a charitable organization. We're going to talk about what you do in a moment. And we have a walk coming up that is part of the organization, Steps for Life. Steps for Life. Okay, so we have CK de Groselier. Yes. Did I say it okay?
You did.
Okay, good.
Good job.
I have it phonetically written here. It's a very long name. And then we have Carrie Stewart, who is the co-chair for the Steps for Life walk. So tell us, what is the Steps? Well, let's start with Threads of Life. What is Threads of Life all about?
Threads of Life is a charitable organization that supports families and individuals who have experienced a workplace tragedy, like a life-altering injury on the job, or a workplace occupational illness, or a workplace fatality.
Okay, so families have been losing family members, whether it's a son, a daughter, a husband, a wife, based on a workplace tragedy.
Exactly.
Either something that happened over time or...
That's right. Every day, 3 people in Canada will die as a result of a workplace injury, illness, or incident in the workplace.
So what does Threads of Life do?
Threads of Life provides support to families as they go through their grief journey, as they adapt to a new family structure if they've lost someone, or to a new situation if they're adapting to an injury or an illness that has changed their lives significantly. Threads of Life also is a voice for families like my own that have experienced workplace tragedies to speak out about how important workplace health and safety is.
Okay, so this walk is a beautiful way to raise money to help create those supports, to help with the education, and to help with that community, right? For everyone who has gone through something similar to be able to support each other through it.
Yes.
So tell us about the walk.
So the walk is scheduled in Durham Region on May 5th, Sunday, May 5th, and it'll be down at the OPG Pickering Nuclear Information Center. We'll get started at 10 a.m. And as you mentioned, the walk is an opportunity for family members that have been impacted to gather, reflect. We do have a section along the route. It's a 5-kilometer route, beautiful route along the waterfront trail in Pickering. And we do have a section along the route that is called Memory Lane. So it's an opportunity. We have signs posted with a story, reflection of a loved one that has been impacted by a workplace tragedy. So it does provide opportunity for those family teams that do attend. And it also provides an opportunity for workplace teams. We have a lot of workplaces in Durham that have formed their teams to come out and learn a little bit more. Although there's a serious message that goes along with the event, it's definitely family friendly. We love seeing families come out. We love seeing the little ones. We have activities for young children. We've got Home Depot lined up. They do a kids workshop after the walk. We have fire trucks and activities for kids to do as well. It's also an opportunity for our youth and our young workers to come out and hear the message as well about workplace safety as they're getting their start in that field.
It's important for us all to advocate for ourselves, and so to start with the teens, with them getting part-time jobs, and sometimes workplaces don't necessarily think about health and safety, and we need to voice, no matter how young or old we are, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Sometimes that can be hard to feel like you might be rocking the boat
A lot of us, you know, when we start our first jobs, we're so grateful to get an opportunity, especially as a young person, that we don't ask the questions that maybe we should.
Right.
And you know, ask your employers, you know, what are the things that could go wrong on this job, that could happen, and blue sky, you know, even if it hasn't happened before, what might happen. You know, I have 2 nephews who are going into heavy machinery repair, and I want them to be safe on the job. I want them to feel empowered to ask questions.
Yeah.
I want them to know that their employers are expected to keep them safe.
Okay. Yeah, this is good. You're doing really powerful things in the community and helping to save lives.
That's right.
So where can people go to either register for the walk, find out more about Threads of Life, maybe get involved?
Certainly threadsoflife.ca. That has a lot of information and support for families who might be dealing with the process. I come from a family, my father was a GM employee for decades, and he died of bladder cancer as a result of, you know, the asbestos on the brake pads when he started working at GM at 17. So we have a lot of resources for families at threadsoflife.ca.
Okay.
And for Steps for Life?
For Steps for Life, stepsforlife.com, and there'll be a section on the website where you can select the community, select Durham Region, and just follow the registration steps there as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
very easy.
Thank you so much. So definitely check out the websites. Make sure you get out to the walk to support and get educated. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I have 2 amazing ladies on the show. So we have Lisa Cooper of CSA Cooper's Farms.
Cooper's CSA Farm.
Pardon me?
Cooper's CSA Farm.
Oh, man, I should have looked at my notes. I kept them here.
It's all good.
I'm so all that, and I can do this.
You got the Coopers, you got the farm. We're
okay,
good.
we got it in there. And then we have Gabby Christie, and Gabby is the manager of Uxbridge Farmers Market, and you were a previous manager of Uxbridge Farmers Market. You are a board member, you're a treasurer. We have a lot of brain power on the, on the couch right now. So we're talking about the Uxbridge Farmers Market.
Yes, thank you for having us. We're really happy to be here.
It is so great to have you on the show because this is like prime time, since when this is airing, it is taking place that weekend. So the very first date of the Uxbridge Farmers Market is?
May 5th, Sunday, May 5th. We are back at the Second Wedge Brewing Co. from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., kicking off our full summer season.
Awesome. Okay, I'm extra excited about it because I'm in it too. I'm involved doing readings on the weekends. Woohoo!
We're really looking forward to having you, Jackie.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of it because for me, anytime I would just go to the farmers market, it feels like this is my community. And you run into people, you reconnect with people, and then you're eating food from your community that has been made with love. Right? As opposed to being trucked and shipped and flown, and no, we're eating farm fresh food from our area.
That's exactly it. And we do hear that a lot. I think the most common thing I've heard from customers and vendors alike as I've gotten into the manager position is that the Uxbridge Farmers Market is a special community, that they feel like they're part of something. And so it's something that's easy to become a part of. I showed up. I'm quite new to Uxbridge, and I just started showing up a couple of years ago, and I felt so welcomed and was able to access beautiful food that was grown around me. And so it's really, you're a part of something really, really special and community oriented when you come, for sure.
Beautiful. Okay, so on the community front, you have a lot of different events coming up throughout the season. So who wants to talk about the first one?
I'm not going to remember all the community. Well, I'll give it a shot.
Go back and forth.
Yes.
I'll give it a shot.
Please, Lisa.
So our first one kicks off with Strawberry Fest, which is on
July 7th.
Lovely.
Good.
Then we move into Garlic Fest.
Garlic Fest,
which is August
18th.
Thank you. Then we move into
He's good with numbers.
Peak of the Season, which is September
15th.
Lovely. Then we do Pumpkin Fest, which is October
20th.
And in there we're doing a nod to Maud.
A nod to Maud. So we are actually really fortunate. We're taking part of an event that is a collaboration between the Lucy Maud Montgomery Society of Ontario and the Township of Uxbridge and Discover Uxbridge. So we're hopping in. We are adopting this theme of a summer social with a nod to Maud. So celebrating all things Lucy Maud Montgomery. Her three loves, I think, were hats, cats, and flowers. And then, of course, you know, raspberry cordial, afternoon tea, all that beautiful, you know, summer tea type stuff.
So that'll just be a fun event.
We can come wearing a big hat if you have one.
Yes.
Instead of bringing your dog, put your cat in your backpack, maybe.
There you go.
Throw a flower in there.
As long as they're in something or leashed, that's all we care about.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're really looking forward to taking part in that, and then leaning into the rest of the events for the season, just celebrating what the various harvests of the season offer us.
Oh, love it. Okay, do we already, I might have missed this one because I was like totally in the cats.
Yes.
But the October one, there's going to be pumpkins galore,
There's
right?
Pumpkin Fest.
Galore. Yeah. Everyone's bringing all their pumpkins, and once again this year, our Pumpkin Fest is going to be sponsored by Cindy Wood team at Remax.
Oh,
so,
nice. Okay.
Yes, we are really fortunate to get some community sponsors, and we're always welcoming new ones. Yep. So Cindy Max team at Remax will actually be sponsoring our opening day as well, Sunday, May 5th, and then our Pumpkin Fest. So showing up and just providing a little bit of extra support that helps our farmers make those events happen. Our farmers and our other vendors, of course.
Amazing. Oh, so on a previous show, we were also talking about the entertainment that you have coming up for, is it the first 5 weeks?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So
we are in collaboration with Springtide.
Okay.
And they are bringing in some really top-notch musicians that we probably couldn't afford without their assistance. So we put in a little bit, they put in a little bit. We get some really great musical talents, really great acts.
Oh, that's
and for the first 5 weeks before the actual Springtide event, they will be bringing different ones in for each of those Sundays and featuring someone different each time who we still don't know. So keep your eyes on our social media and their social media, and hopefully they'll be announcing people as they're coming up.
Yay!
Absolutely.
All right,
big
so
one's coming.
In regards to vendors, don't have to mention anyone specific because we don't want to leave anyone out. We only have 30 seconds, but what are the types, so other than farm fresh food, what are some other things people might see when they come?
Yeah, we've got, what do we say, farmers, artisans, makers, and bakers. So we have people who are bringing just all sorts of things that they're making, growing themselves in their facilities right around Uxbridge and then bringing to the farm. So lots of food. There's something for everyone. There's a great variety and something different every week.
They all make it, bake it, or grow it.
Love it.
I'll make it big.
Love it. All right, so thank you so much, ladies. Really excited to the farmers market season. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
I'm Rob MacArthur, host and producer of Helping Durham Region. Join me as we shine a spotlight on how Durham Region residents help each other. That's Helping Durham Region right here on Rogers TV.
Hello, I'm Judy Tate, host and producer of At the Heart of Business. Join me each week as we speak with women in business about their challenges and their successes. At the Heart of Business, right here on Rogers TV Durham.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I am so excited being a part of the farmers market. If you are interested in pre-booking a psychic reading with me, you can do that on any of the days of the farmers market. It's available on my website. I'm not there the very first Sunday though, and then there's one Sunday in August that I won't be there. But otherwise, you can go to my website, thejoyfulyogini.ca. At the very top of my webpage, there's a big orange bar. You can click on that, which takes you to my Calendly, and then you can pick a date. I'm also involved with all the different Durham Pride events that are taking place throughout the summer in Port Perry and Beaverton and Uxbridge, and so you can book readings for those events as well. So I want to end this show. I don't have my cards today, but there's a message that wanted to come through. So there is an area of your life that over these past 6 months, you've really been pondering and wanting some change, and you've been getting clearer and clearer in what you want. You can take the pressure off of yourself on needing to make a decision. And that actually making a decision, that came up in last week's reading that was on YouTube. But this is a clearer message now. So we've been feeling like we've been needing to make a decision. But in actuality, anything that is not for your highest and greatest alignment, anything that does not align with your joy, your soul's purpose, those things will start falling away on their own. So allow it, flow with it. You can still allow, like as you have these questions that come up, you can do a little bit of a deep dive to get clear and then let it go and get back into the flow. Embrace any emotions that have been coming up. And as of last week, Mercury finally came back online. We're no longer in retrograde, so we're starting to move forward, and you'll start to see change, and you'll start to see manifestations happening. That's it for the show. We'll be back next week with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
My mother said we had to leave home. The communists were going to take my father away. If my parents were afraid, they didn't show us. But we would never forget our escape from Vietnam. We were lost.
What was your job in Vietnam? University professor.
We had no home.
Do you have any family in Canada?
No, sir. Nobody wanted us.